I'm Merran Morrison and I'm the co-producer and co-curator of Artscape Biennial. Artscape's an environmental sculpture exhibition in Byron Bay. This is our second event and we're delighted to have the work of 68 artists, 24 from our region, about 30 from all around Australia, as well as 7 international artists. We want to explore the issues of environmentalism through art. The artists have explored themes like global warming, sea level rise, the declining fish stocks, and some of these issues are specific to the Byron Bay region, such as the huge problems we have with the infestation of camphor, and we have 4 works in the show which explore this issue. John Dalson's monumental environmental artwork, as he calls it tongue-in-cheek, is a camphor stump. He spent hundreds of hours excavating the soil, rubbing back the timber, and it's a beautiful work that celebrates not only the beauty, the underside beauty of the camphor.
My name's Alex Polo. I submitted a piece called Nature's Balance. It was a monolithic cast concrete block with a fig tree growing out of the top of it. After water, it's the second most resource that we consume on the planet, concrete. The byproduct of this consumption is that 8% of the global CO2 emission comes from producing concrete.
We're delighted to have sold this piece to a local couple who have actually delayed the building of their house for 2 years in an effort to find an environmentally sound method of concrete home construction. The other local issue, of course, is the Byron Shire Council's policy of planned retreat, and we have a very humorous artwork associated with that by a local artist. One of the most important things about an exhibition like this in a regional town such as Byron Bay is that not only does it bring national and international artists here, but it's fundamental for the professional development of artists in our region that we offer them exhibition opportunities of this scale where they can rub shoulders with national and international artists.
My name's Janette Kron. I am a bush regenerator as well as a sculptress and a few other things, but I found these beautiful old hardwood fence posts up in the rainforest up in Wilson's Creek. I've made 4 rainforest trees in bronze which sit up on top of them, and the piece is called Post Tree Museum, and as you can imagine, it's all sorts of layers of environmental commentary in that. I started exhibiting last year really for the first time, and I've been selling all my work and I've been very encouraged, and now I've got this studio and I'm 57, and it's a really important time for me to be able to now, after all the years of hard work and raising my family and fighting for the environment, I can be a sculptress.
We're sitting here in amongst the Theatre of Trees, which is a very interesting installation by one of our invited artists, Usama al-Nassar from Syria. Usama was raised in Bosra in Syria, where he was surrounded as a child by ancient Roman ruins, and one particular one was a beautiful amphitheatre only recently excavated that Pavarotti sang in actually before he died. He now works in Carrara in Italy, excavating work for his own sculpture at Michelangelo's quarry. This is the work of Keizo Ushio, another invited artist from Japan. Keizo's achieved international success from these monolithic granite sculptures that he makes. A huge part of his series is based on a really interesting geometric principle called the knotted Möbius band, which was a concept that was only identified mathematically in the late 18th century. It's only got one surface and one boundary, so you can actually follow your finger right around and come back to exactly the same place. One of the wonderful things about outdoor sculpture exhibitions such as Artscape is that it's much easier for people to engage with sculpture when they can be tactile with it. And what it means is that people can react more personally to contemporary art. This is my favourite piece in the show. It's by artist Mike McGregor and it's called Calm Abiding. It's another one of the pieces in the show where we invite people to touch. This is a first collaboration between two very successful Australian public sculptors, Dominic Sutton and Sasha Reid. Dominic Sutton's commissions include the Sydney Tower works for the 2000 Olympics, and Sasha Reid has done the Bali Memorial in Coogee. It's actually one of the winning pieces in the show. It's called Melt, and it's clearly a work which explores rising sea levels. This art is by local sculptor Erica Mayer, who's collaborated with an architect, Tom Koch. Every single piece takes a week to melt and to cool. The forms are then grinded and sandblasted and polished, and it's in that polishing process that the luminosity is really refined and you get the different levels of transparency. Marcus Tatton is going to take away the Curator's Prize from this exhibition. Rebecca and I regard this as one of the most stunning works in the show. Even though Marcus started off life as a traditional woodcarver, he always loved the wood piles. And he's evolved as a very significant environmental artist, and I think that part of the success of his work here is that it works in the context of this park, the backdrop of the beach and the slope of the land.
My name's Daniel Clemmett and my work for this year's Artscape was sculpting. The inspiration was this scorpion, which is this creature that almost evolved to a point of uselessness. And obviously in the comparison to contemporary culture and contemporary man.
We've got thousands of people coming through the site every day, and we're delighted to be getting the most incredible feedback from the community, because it is one of those cultural events that really fits beautifully into its local context without being high impact. This work's called Existence. It's by a local artist, Samantha Collier, and it's evolved as a site-specific installation which we've really wanted to encourage in this exhibition. We've got about 4 or 5 essentially organic installations, and this is a wonderful way to explore the relationship between art and the environment. This one is Annie Younger's Burger Cruiser. I'm delighted to have this in the show because it's such a popular piece with children.
The littlest bit of wind's going to move these outside.
Our education program's been a very important part of this process. We've been working with Boys at Risk, and in this case we've had hundreds of kids from the community school work with professional artists.
I am making flowers out of recycled bottles. We're painting them and making a water garden
that we can use what most people are throwing away and turn it into something really pretty. It's really cool.
What I love about the idea of professional artists working in schools is that we are creating the artists of the future. This is one of 4 pieces in the show which is solar lit, and It's a delightful opportunity for people to come through the site at night.
I think it's great for Byron Bay. I've had nothing but you know, great reviews while the show's been on. It's been, you know, very active as far as the interaction with the viewer. So yeah, I think the show's a great success.
It's a fabulous environment to have sculpture in. It brings people out, it brings people together, it energises people, it makes them think.
If it turns into something that communicates environmental issues, it's a good thing. And if they appreciate it on an artistic level, it's great because they remember it